This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Thank you to our sponsors, Sphere Rocket VA, for another episode of the Icon Podcast. I am your host, Gianna, and today we are talking to Lance Donaldson. Lance, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited about this podcast and talking to y'all.
Me too, yeah. And Lance and I, shame on us, we started talking about how much we loved EXP off record, off camera. So we're going to have to jump back into it. But first, Lance, we'd love to get to know your background. Where are you from? What market are you in now? And how did you find yourself in real estate?
I am from a small community just outside of Waco, Texas. Mm-hmm. If you are not from Waco, everything is Waco. If you're from Waco, then they will tell you where you live pretty much based on the school district that you go to. I'm from a small community called Bosqueville. Very few people have heard of it. Our school district itself has 770 kids, and that's kindergarten through 12th, not just high school. So we're a small district, and I'm very involved in my community. I was born and raised in this area. Some of my friends dubbed me the unofficial mayor of Bosqueville, just because I love Bosqueville so much. And
I love that.
So much.
That's cute.
So I was born and raised here. Got into real estate, kind of needing a career change. Mm-hmm. Worked in a family business for years. I was there for right at 18 years. And I said, you know what, if I really want to start succeeding, I could see the business kind of trending down. We all could. I said, I need to do something different. One of the hardest things I ever had to do was go talk to my parents and basically say, hey, I am leaving here. I believe it's a better opportunity for me. The coolest thing about it is they were like, wow, we really wish you success. I love my parents. Actually, I live about 70 yards from them on a lot of family property. So it's a really nice setup.
So we don't miss them too much, right?
No, I don't miss them too much. Honestly, I probably should see them more than I should. Mm-hmm. Living so close, but it's a great deal. But I started looking at getting into real estate. I have a good friend that is brokers of different organizations, large companies. I have one that's a good friend that's a little boutique. And I went and interviewed. And I said, would I be good in real estate? Because I've never had done anything else. Mm-hmm. And they were like, Lance, you'd be great. Let me tell you the reason why this company is better for you. Well, I called my good friend, Tracy Gagnon. I've known her since 1991. And I called her and I said, Tracy, and if you know Tracy, she is a very successful agent within EXP. I said, Tracy, would I be good in real estate? And she said, Lance, you would be amazing. Let me tell you why you would be amazing. And we talked for 30, 40 minutes about what I could do in real estate. And then she said, hey, Lance, why don't you come down and look at this EXP model? It had just started. Actually, when I joined, I went through, I said, man, I love this. I'm very logical thinking on everything. Mm-hmm. I do not make any decision outside of logic. So the emotions that everybody hits, that's just not me. So I made a spreadsheet and I said, all right, if I cap, man, how hard is it to cap? I knew nothing about real estate. I said, if I cap, this is how many houses I have to sell for each company. Mm-hmm. This is how much I get to bring home when I cap. Well, EXP was $9,000 more a year if I just capped. Okay. And then I looked at all the other side benefits, which didn't resonate to me because I knew nothing about real estate. And I said, well, this makes more sense. If it works, great. If it doesn't, there's always these other fallbacks if I need to. Well, went down, talked to Tracy, and started taking my test. I finished all my courses in 3 weeks, but it took me another month to build up the courage to go take the state and national test. I studied during that time, took it, passed them both. That very next day, I signed up and joined EXP as a brand new agent. EXP was not in this market at all. So we had to actually get the broker to come sit to join EXP in this area.
Wow, what a cool story. So one of the OGs of Waco. That's pretty cool. No wonder they call you the mayor. You know, you're bringing
Mayor of
revolutionary
Bosqueville, not of
companies to the
Waco.
area.
Waco's a little bit too, yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But yes.
Anyway, bringing big business, bringing big opportunities to the area. I like it.
So when we first opened up, of course, the day I received my license was the day of the once a month association meeting. So of course the broker couldn't come. We had to wait till the next month.
Yeah.
He came down the next month, did the requirements for those meetings, which, as y'all all know, that our agents are so exciting. And especially for someone, you know, it's like, okay, can we do? Well, then we had to take it and go to the EXP back office. Now, my agent number is 3064. That's when I joined. So I've been around for a few years, but it, you know, they had to build everything from scratch. Luckily, I had the advantage of going into EXP World, and we had an exciting 10 hours of live training every week. I mean, it was great, but some of the best training. Since I could not join the MLS, I could not get access to the MLS until December. Then my webpage and everything else wasn't built really until February, just because of all the timelines, you know, small market just opening up. So from November until February, all I did was training. Every chance I could get, I found Brad Anderson when he was doing the training. I found every class that he did, and I went to it multiple times. I found anything that I could learn, I went in and did that. I said, all right, once everything became live, I started selling. The first year I did 12 units.
Okay.
Did 1.8 million. Made more money selling real estate than I did everything else. And I was like, all right, this really stinks, because I'll do 3 houses 1 month. And then for 3 months, I won't do anything. I said, I can do more. So, and if I keep rambling on, please let me know if you need to stop.
You're doing great. This is what a podcast is for, us to talk, and I'm loving it. Keep going.
So I did the 12 units. I come around that fall and I said, all right, I need to increase my business. And I tell every new agent this: you can do one of 2 ways, or actually one of 3 ways. You can go outside and get clients. You can use your time, and EXP will give you the resources to be successful, but you got to put time, energy, and effort into it. Now, if you don't have the time, energy, or effort, EXP says, you pay us money, we have somebody that will give you the time, energy, and effort to get what you need.
Yeah.
So, and what I mean by that is, when I was looking in November, my cap date reset is November 1st. I was looking, I said, all right, I have 3 options I can go to get more clients. I can go Zillow and purchase a Zillow zip code. Well, that's about $800 for a good zip code here. Now it's a lot more than that, but at the time it was $800. I could do Google pay-per-click, which is offered through KV Core, and that was $500 a month. Or I could do Make It Rain, which is another program by EXP through KV Core. It was only $250 a month. And I read Google pay-per-click and KV Core. They were almost the exact same thing. I found a little bit difference later, but I said, I'm going to do the KV Core Make It Rain, $250 a month. Let's see if it works.
Sure.
Talked to them. They said it's going to be about 3 weeks before it really gets up and active. Just give us some time. I said, okay, I'm good with that. Of course, I was one of the few people that had my own personal webpage back in Waco at the time. Waco's a little bit behind the times on a lot of things. I love us. We are a small country town. Takes us 20 minutes to get across town. That's with red lights and traffic, but we love that feeling.
Of course.
So I joined the Make It Rain podcast. The very first day it gets active, I get a call from, and they used to say the name, they don't anymore, but they used to say the name. You have a call from Hi Larry Smith. That's a weird name, Hi Larry. Well, when I called the person, her name was Hillary.
Oh.
But I always remember my first Make It Rain feels Hi Larry.
That's funny.
Yeah, we got a good kick out of it. But she said, I'd like to see this house, her and her husband. We went. I said, okay, great. We went. We saw it. We put it under contract that day. Very first person that I ever had. I said, well, that pays for my year of Make It Rain.
Yeah.
The very next day, did the same thing.
Wow.
I was having a conversion rate. Now I was getting, 15 to 20 leads a month, but I was converting about 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
This is wonderful. That year, because of everything, I missed capping by $198.
Oh,
Yeah. I was
$198.
And what really stinks is I had 4 transactions. I had two transactions, contingencies that were supposed to close on the very last day of the month.
Yeah.
Both of them, all 4 of them, got moved till mid-November.
So the year restarted.
Year restarted, $198 short, and I was just sick. But I mean, because now look at the stocks. The stocks at the time were worth $5 a share, and they were actually giving out shares at the time, not value.
Yeah.
For shares. So needless to say, I did it. The next year I capped pretty quick, and I said, I'm shooting for icon. That is my big goal. I want to hit icon. Well, that year I was 8 units short, which is still, it was a good goal.
Yeah.
Missed it. I had a bunch in the pipeline that ended up helping me out towards the next year. The very next year, I was 6 units short. I was like, all right, I'm getting better, but still, it's just within my reach. What can I do to get better?
Mm-hmm.
What can I do to do more? Now, one thing I always kind of joke around is I'm the lazy realtor. I do not want to work hard.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will work hard for my clients. I will fight for my clients, and I'm a bulldog. You want to call me an arrow? You sit me on a target, I'm after it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to chase people. I don't want to chase clients. I don't want to chase leads. I don't want to cold call. I don't want to do anything. I'm like, here are the tools that EXP gives me, and they will bring clients in to me. And I love that about EXP. So I switched from the Make It Rain to the Google Pay Per Click, and my leads went astronomical. Now, some markets, it doesn't work great. Some it does. At one point, I was getting about 170 leads a month. And you just can't work that many leads. So I was, to people on my downline, I was handing out leads here and there. My son became a real estate agent. He joined my team. I'm sending him about half my leads now just to get them worked. Well, this past year, I was looking at my numbers and I said, you know what? I'm going to make icon. Mm-hmm. And the very last day of the month, I had my closing that put me on the icon. And I was like, yes, I finally hit my goal. Here it is. So this year I capped February and I'm already $1,200 towards the goal.
Okay, good.
So,
and we got a ways till November. So,
we still have a ways till November, and it's getting to the spring market season. I have 4 coming up closings. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking really good. I always try to figure out how many I need. What do I need to do to hit my goal? Like I said, I'm very logical. How much money do I need a month in order to survive?
Right.
How much money do I need to do the things I want to do? Mm-hmm. And then how much money do I really need just to go out and blow and have fun?
Of course.
I believe in you work hard, you play hard. And we have a great time. I know that, one of the questions we're going to talk about is what is icon meant to me and my family.
What's it like? What is it through Lance's eyes, right? What is icon to you? What kind of production did you have to do in Waco to achieve it? And, how did you guys take those benefits? And also, it's so many questions in one question. And Lance, how did you give back? Are you going to coach? Are you going to give back to EXP World? Are you a mentor?
I'll kind of go in the reverse order.
Yeah, go for it.
So once I was involved in EXP for a while, like I said, I brought EXP to Waco, recruited another agent and another agent. Well, we had some new agents wanting to join. And of course I called, broker at the time and said, hey, what do I need to do to help these people join? They said, well, first you're going to need to find them a mentor. And because I knew the broker and I knew one of the associate brokers said, Lance, you'd be a great mentor. Why don't you do that? So I became a mentor like 2-3 years ago. Okay, cool. So I just stayed with that program here to be a mentor. I have 3 new agents right now that I'm working with. Well, actually 2. One of them is just within a month and a half. She already has 5-6 sales. She is going to be a bulldog and amazing.
Dang, killer. Yeah.
So yeah, she's like, oh my gosh, I didn't think I'd love real estate this much. I was like, yeah, I knew you would. That's your type of personality. But being a mentor is what I like. One of the biggest things that people take for granted, I think, is really our stocks. Now, I know we get the stocks for being an icon. I'm going to go back a little bit because I've been saving my stocks. And I've only had 2 purchases with my stocks. So the very first sale that we did, we got 100 shares of EXP stock.
Okay.
This was back in the day.
Yeah.
When that matured, I took it, cashed it in, and put a down payment on, wouldn't say my dream car, but one of my dream cars. So I have a little black convertible Mustang that's just sitting out in my parking lot, and that's my car. So I use my stocks to do my dream there.
Sure.
So then I started, accumulating other stocks, either through the stock purchase program. If you are familiar with the stocks, I won't go too long in, but EXP gives you stocks for your first sale every year. They give you stocks for capping. They give you stocks for attracting an agent. They give you stocks when you hit icon. So they give you all these stocks, and any stocks they give you has a maturity date of 3 years. Okay, hey, you're giving me free money. I can sit and hold it for a while. You can also take 5% of your gross commission and buy stocks at 90 cents on the dollar. Mm-hmm. I did that. Well, my wife for years have been talking about a pool. Lance, we want a pool. We want a pool. Let's do a pool. I said, hey, all right, here's my 5-year plan, and let's see if I can hit it. Well, it's been year 3.5, the end of that plan, and I cashed out a lot of my stocks, and we purchased a pool. Very nice. I love it. I was almost out there doing the interview, but I said, no, that would be, you never know with the background and sound effects. I love that. And that's one thing at EXP. So with these stocks that I earn when I hit icon, I'm like, what will the future hold for this? Mm-hmm. Is it something that I need? Is it something that I want? Or is it just something for my retirement? What does icon personally mean to me? It means, hey, Lance, this is a goal that you set, that you hit, and you achieved. You did not have to go out and work 80, 90 hours a week. You didn't have to go out and chase leads. You didn't have to go out and do all these crazy things, but you made a good living. You provided for your family, and you had fun doing it. So, and that's really because, like I said, EXP gave me the tools to succeed. I sit and listen to these experts, the ones that have done this before. Now, I would go in and start talking to some of those recruits that I was trying to attract. And I would start talking to them about things, and they would look at me and they're like, one of them was like, hold on, wait a second. Can you go back to that technology you have? I was like, oh, you mean, EXP World here and SkySlope and all these things? And they're like, yeah, you can do all that? I was like, wait, y'all don't? All these technology that EXP gives us, I took for granted because that's all I knew. Mm-hmm. They didn't know this. So, like I said, EXP will give you the tools to succeed if you follow their game plan.
For sure.
And that goes in everything. Now, the hardest part is my brain gets in the way, thinking sometimes I'm smarter than the game plan. And then I have to slap myself back to reality and go, all right, Lance, let's go back to the game plan. Here it is. What are we going to do?
Of course. So. That's great. No, that's awesome. And you're right. There's so much training. It's like EXP has this tool belt laid out for you. All the tools are there, all nice and new and shiny. You have to pick them up. You have to immerse yourself into them, lean into your mentors, lean into that training, and you have every tool, every right to be successful with EXP.
And I always say, take a couple hours out every day. If you're a brand new agent, take a couple hours out, go through either with your mentor or by yourself and say, all right, what training do you recommend? And then do that training. I've had an agent, they left EXP. They went to another brokerage because the other brokerage had better training. I was like, all right, so let me ask you this question. I said, before you leave, I'm fine. Look, I want the best for you. And I tell everybody, that's what I want. There's enough money in real estate to go around. You don't have to be cutthroat. You don't have to be a jerk. You don't have to be anything, especially in the Waco market right now. Be nice. Let's help everybody out.
Yeah.
I said, did you do this training? No. Well, did you do this training? No. Did you do this? No. Well, I was at my house and other stuff came up. I said, here's the deal. We don't have an office. You have to be self-motivated here. You know, and I am big on self-motivation. I can tell people how to do things all day long, but if you don't want to do it, you're not going to be successful. He and I both played sports. So once I started comparing it, I said, look, you played defensive back. If you didn't play, if you didn't read your playbook, if you did not know what the receiver is supposed to do or where you're supposed to be, would you have succeeded or failed? He goes, I'd have busted my face and failed. Exactly. Same here. You know, some people need that coach in their face. I said, you didn't need that coach in your face then. He goes, you're right. I said, well, go there, enjoy, learn. I'll see you in a couple of years. You know?
Yeah. Come on back. We're ready for you.
Come on back.
So. That's a great point, you know, and you really have to immerse yourself. You have to be self-motivated here because, you know, you don't get to wake up, go into the office, and you're not going to be forced to role play. Like you have to, you know, want those things with your mentor or your coach or whoever that is. And you're going to have to want to better yourself here. But that's the thing. That's like it's what comes with the freedom and the metaverse and not having to go into an office every day is that you have to have that self-discipline.
And the other beautiful thing about the training that EXP offers is it's not from just someone that's a trainer. It's someone that's actually has done the business. It's actually in there that's currently doing it. Like you said, one of the requirements for being an icon is giving back to the EXP community. And it could be teaching a class so many times. So now you have a successful person teaching you how they were successful.
Oh, yeah. So, and there's so much that they go into. And these are the people that go out and implement it. They're not just going to tell you like, oh, here's how to get more followers on social media, blah, 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 buy them, whatever. They actually went out there, they implemented it, and they are living it in their daily life. So they want to share that with you, which is really exciting about it. And Lance, you know, I want to know, we've talked about all these great things about EXP, you know, rev share, stock options, collaboration, the training. But what makes you say, I am never leaving EXP? Other than, of course, being like, you know, it was an OG, your first broker, that sense of loyalty. What makes you want to stay?
Like I said, I go back to logic. If you can logically show me that something is better, then I will sit and listen and do that. Right now, there is nothing better. And it would take a tremendous jump for something to be better than the EXP model. So I cannot fathom a situation that would be successful in the long run. That's better than EXP. So I tell everybody the reasons why I'm saying, one, short term, it's great for me. And short term, any brokerage, if you're going to be a good agent and a hardworking agent, will be great for you. But the biggest thing that EXP has going for us is our long-term, not only the EXP long-term sustainability, but also our long-term financial gain and independence. We didn't really talk a lot about rev share. We mentioned it with my downline, but that is where long-term, you don't have to work 50, 60, 70 hours a week. You don't have to sell 40 homes a year. I mean, you don't have to work hard, but you're still getting a referral fee every month from people. And that is probably one of those most beautiful things. You know, I was talking to an agent, went on a weekend trip to the wine country here in Fredericksburg, Texas.
Ooh, okay, yeah. I've heard of it.
Really nice place. I had a good time. Well, the person staying right next door was another real estate agent, and they had their name plastered on the side and all these things. And I was like, hey, listen, I said, here's the deal. You know, I don't have to sell a home, and I know exactly how much money I'm going to be getting this next month. I can look on my back office. I can see that here it is. And without getting, too much into numbers, it ranges for me. And I always say it ranges how people sell underneath me. I said, but I'm getting something for free every month. And really all I did is I have 6 agents on my first line. So I've opened up my second line, and I think I have about 17 agents, but only about 8 of them sell. But
wow,
Actually, my 2 agents underneath me, I have 2 agents that have capped, and both agents that have, well, one's underneath me and one's underneath her. Both agents that have capped are both icon agents as well. So they actually beat me to the punch, but I'm a little jealous, but I'm so proud of them because they're so successful. And I was the other one. They cheated their husband-wife team, so it's all counts as one for them. But
well, that's understandable.
Yeah, and that's some of the other benefits that people don't get. I just did another deal with a husband-wife team. I said, all right. He goes, well, put it under my wife's name because she needs this and this. I was like, I mean, y'all aren't together in your brokerage? No. Well, let me tell you what EXP does. They take husbands and wives and count them as one. And so you don't have separate caps and splits. Mm-hmm. Y'all are together. It's like, really? I said, well, hey, let's do lunch next week. We can talk more about it. So it's things like that little things EXP will give. That's even bonuses for that. But, the main reason why I won't leave is just the long-term sustainability. I know that I have the tools here, and EXP is never sitting still. They're always trying to grow, always trying to improve. What can we do? They will roll out some things that say, man, this is going to be a success. And I've seen a few things bomb. But they said, you know what? They'll try it. They said, you know what? You tried it. Thank you very much. This didn't work. Go. We did an investment.
Never get left behind. They're very, very into that. And if they've got to fail, they fail until they don't, which is great. It's exciting to see a company do that.
And they don't mind saying this didn't work. We'll cut ship and let's go.
Absolutely. So. Well, Lance, we've talked a lot about EXP, but now I want to talk about you. Obviously, you're a high producer. You work hard. You're a logical thinker, but at the end of the day, how do you take care of Lance? How do you make sure that you are not on full burnout mode? And I know you said, you're a big believer in work hard. You deserve to play hard. So, I'd like to know how that recharges you. How does that help you be your best self to your clients and your team and to those you mentor?
Yep. Well, I am very honest with all my clients. I believe it's the only way. So I will take time off. Now, I am big into softball. My eldest daughter, she's now 24, had my first grandbaby. Amazing little, cute little thing. She played college softball.
Okay, cool.
So I would tell my clients when my daughter was playing softball, said, hey, I'm going to be gone this weekend. Mm-hmm. And I would come right out and say, I'm gone. Can we do it either Monday or Thursday? And I would tell them my daughter's playing softball. I've been coaching her since she was 8 years old.
Wow.
So long story here as well. When my son was 14, my daughter was 12. My wife and I had a surprise baby. So now she is playing softball. And we also adopted one when our other daughter was 6 and she was 5. So I have a 12 and 11-year-old that are playing softball, which I'm coaching. But
I love that.
Takes up a lot of time, but I love it. It's something that I enjoy doing. I am president of our local baseball association. I am on the school board here in Bosqueville. So I do a lot of things with the community, outside the community, that I don't focus on real estate. I do the PA announcing for our football team every Friday night. Love doing that.
How do you do it all, Lance? That's crazy.
Well,
when do you sleep?
When I get tired. Here's the thing. I have a unique gift that if I close my eyes for more than 2 minutes, I can fall asleep, take a 10, 15-minute power nap. Let's go. It is a gift, and I love it. But really the thing I do is I find something I enjoy, and I find something I enjoy also with not only my family, but my friends. Mm-hmm. So every Wednesday, my best friend, I guess it's been about a year and a half ago, for just off the whim, he goes, let's go throw axes. So we went, and we'd gone a couple of times, had fun. Well, he called me in November. I had knee replacement surgery, a complete knee replacement. Well, he called me, he goes, hey, Lance, I think this activity would be fun for us, and it's not too stressful. We're joining an axe league. I've already signed you up. So every Wednesday night, we go throw axes, and it's a beer league. It's just people that are just wanting to have fun, socialize with no pressure, and do that. Every Wednesday night, without fail, that's what I do. And then I also play online gaming. And every Wednesday night, I get with a group of 5 people that I've met from all over the United States and just play the online game. Just have my brain thinking something else, keeping it sharp, keeping it witty, but just taking time for myself doing something that I enjoy. But at the same time,
I'd say you're a little bit of an extrovert, Lance.
Actually, I'm more of an introvert.
Really? Because it sounds like
Yes.
you are literally recharged by being around people. So that is crazy to me.
Yes. Well, I'm very shy at first. So
Interesting.
I'm extremely shy. So if you ever see me at a big group or event, I'm usually the one standing with my back to the wall, watching everybody until I see some group of people that I either know or that I feel I'll be comfortable talking to, and then I'll go and talk to them. But then once I'm there in that, I am an extrovert to the extreme. I didn't get best thrower or best newcomer in the league. I got best smack talker in the league. Because I mean, listen, if you're going to play, have fun, joke around. I'm the big jokester. Let's go live bigger than life, and just have a great time with it. But no, I do love people. I love crowds. I am better talking to a crowd than one-on-one.
Really?
I would rather get up on stage and speak than sit in a room with someone talking.
Fascinating.
So
interesting. That's really cool.
Shy.
Well, that's what a great balance you have here. And like, there's a lot going on. So for you to be as passionate about what you do and who you do it with, that's great, because it's what keeps you going, and it's what makes business easier. Not necessarily easier, but more passionate. You're excited to wake up every day or wake up from your nap for 15 to 10 minutes. But that's okay. That's awesome. And Lance, I'd like to talk a little bit about maybe some newbies. You said you mentor some of the new kids, and there were a couple times where you shot for icon. You didn't quite succeed at it. So, but you have now, which is great. And so this would be a great opportunity to talk to some newbies watching, whether they're new to EXP or they're new to real estate and EXP in general. They see this big shiny icon award. They're like, man, do I shoot for that? Is that even obtainable in my first year? Where are some places that maybe you fell short to advise these newbies to, watch out for, or make sure they're aware of, or just some advice to maybe hit icon in their first year? And if not, how to not get discouraged by it.
I believe shooting for the highest goal. You set your wish list. This is what I want to achieve in no matter what it is, whether it is real estate, life, professional, outside your fun time, whatever it is, you set the highest goal. Then you say, all right, I know that that's going to be a very hard goal to reach, but I think I can do it. Robert Jordan writes these books called The Wheel of Time. Don't know if you've read them or not. They're fantasy books, my favorite series. Well, one part in there, they're talking that we all set our own limits in our own mind. So they're trying to create something, and one person could create something better than the other. And they're like, well, how can you do that better? He goes, well, we set our own limits in our own mind. If you believe you can go better, then you can go better. So I am a very positive thinker. I'm like, all right, what can we do to be better, to act better, and to do better? When I'm coaching my softball girls, I tell them, hey, look, I want you to go home and visualize the game. I want you to visualize the perfect hit, the pitch, the throw, whatever it is you're doing. I want you to visualize your job. So in real estate, I said, all right, here's my goal. I want to sell this many units in order to hit to cap, and then this many units to hit icon. Those are my goals. How can I reach that? And then I start visualizing the sales. How many do I have to need? Now, how many do I have to work? Let's break it down to even smaller numbers. So it is Brad Anderson did this in a beautiful illustration. I wish I found his spreadsheet. I might have to go get my old dinosaur computer out to see if it's still there. But he did a spreadsheet that says, how much do you truly need to make in order to survive? The bare minimum. He goes, then if you take that number, how many people do you have to talk to in order to, do that? If you talk to 100 people, you'll get 10 people. If you call 100 people, you get 10 people to talk to you. If you got 10 people to talk to you, you'll get, so many listings appointments. If you get so many listings appointments, you'll get one of those. So basically the math was out of 100 people, you'll get one. And I'm probably wrong on this, and Brad will probably, Lance, I didn't train you very well, but something very similar to that. He goes, now let's break it down to even more basic than that, because calling 100 people sounds daunting, but break it down even smaller. if you call, it takes 15 minutes per conversation. Now, and he had the spreadsheet, beautiful spreadsheet. Basically, you'd need to call 4 people an hour. And for me, the number that I wanted to hit at the time, I was going to have to work 2.5 hours a day. That was it. I was like, and that would get me 100 people to hit my target to do that. That's amazing. I can do that. That's a no-brainer. So setting goals, but don't look at the big picture. I got to sell 40 houses. The old saying is, do you know how you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time, right?
One bite at a time. Do you know how you eat a second elephant? Finish the first elephant first and then go to the second elephant.
Smart. Okay.
So one step at a time. You can't do too much. You can do too much. You can look too big, but you have to break it down into small units. What can I do today? And sometimes you are going to grow so big that you have to have help. Like I said, my son became a real estate agent. I could not work all my leads. I mean, I would physically be calling people 24/7. And like I said, I didn't want to do that. He came on, I gave him some leads. Had another agent come on, I gave them leads. So everything is working out, still maintaining the level of production I want, but doing it one step at a time. So that's my advice for any new agent coming over from EXP. I cannot, say this enough. Follow the steps and the tools they give you, and you will succeed. If you try to go out on your own, you may succeed. You may be a rock star doing your own way. But EXP, without guaranteeing it, if you follow their advice and the way they say to do things, you have a much, much greater shot of success than anywhere else.
Absolutely. Tackle that icon elephant, one bite at a time, like you said. And, I've had other people refer to EXP as a cruise ship, right? But, like just tackling it one step at a time, one bite at a time. And with the amenities that are on a cruise ship, right? It's like there's Zumba on the front deck at 9, but there's also a breakfast buffet, and there's also a theater show at 9 on this deck, and you just have to pick which amenity is best for you. And if it's your first year and you want to focus on training, don't even worry about that icon award. But if it's your first year and you want to touch that icon award, get into it. But you need to learn that there's going to be a lot of balance to it.
But don't let being your first year scare you from being an icon agent. So 100%. One of the agents, like I said, that was underneath me, his wife was a real estate agent for 3 months, moved to EXP. He saw how successful she was being. He joined, but he joined separate from her instead of doing the husband-wife because they just didn't understand the model.
Right.
He started about halfway through, then they were able to combine, but they had icon together that first year, which, is amazing for any first year, either team or person, to do that. So finding that, don't let, being young, being old, being new, whatever, don't let anything stop you from that. Don't get intimidated by that. There's nothing magical. I mean, I am not any more great of a salesman than I was 5 years ago, but I'm using the tools that I have.
Absolutely.
So.
And you're so right. Use those tools that you have. EXP provides them all to you. You just got to get in there with it. Lean into those mentors, those coaches. And Lance, to come to my final question, this has been a great episode. I love it when I don't do all the talking and when people really, share their true story with us and open up and give us that vulnerability, because that's what makes for an awesome episode. But I would love to know, because, you were never on the fence about EXP. EXP was your first brokerage. You saw the model. You couldn't unsee it. You're like, I'm all in. I love this. I'm going to make the best out of this. Mm-hmm. So to somebody that's sitting on that fence, they see the grass is greener on the EXP side. They see a lot of great things, but of course there's, other brokerages are scared to lose their real estate agents. So, there's rumors out there that, don't go over there. It's a pyramid scheme. It's a cult. It's this, that, blah, blah, blah. What would you have to say to somebody who's listening right now that might be skeptical, thinking about making the jump, but obviously they're scared?
One, I do have a funny story for later about some of the things that have said, but on that question, one, Let me grab my train of thoughts because my funny story went into my head and the other. All right. If you're on the fence, nobody likes change. I don't care who you are. If you're a young kid, an adult, once you're set in your ways, you do not want to change. Change is scary. Change is hard, no matter if it's change in business, life, or whatever. Change is difficult. Find someone to talk to about that. My wife is a psychologist. I'm big on mental health. Find someone either in the industry or outside the industry and let them know. The next thing is use logic. Emotions get you great. Hey, look, man, this is wonderful. This is great. Use logic. Use logic for the short term and the long term. I was talking to an agent and they said, this is how much money I would lose if I came over to EXP. And they were a good producer, and it was about $1,000 a month. I said, okay, that's great. You have your team with you, correct? I said, all right, yeah. Say your team doesn't come. You're going to lose $1,000. Yeah, it's like a kick in the shins. But you recruit one of your very successful agents to come with you, you've already made more now. You connect two, you've made more. So look at both short-term, long-term, and everywhere in between. What is best for me and my family, not as what's best for my broker and not what is more comfortable for me. I'm very logical, but sometimes logic dictates your comfort.
Right.
I don't want to work at all if I didn't have to, but I have to put food on the table. I like to eat. So you have to figure that out logically. What can I do to do it? If you're on the fence, if you look at our splits and our cap, they are super competitive. There are some that are better. There's some that are worse. But the truly great thing about EXP is what I call the icing on the cake. It's the extras that they give us that no other brokerage. Yes, some of them have a few. Some of them have, one or two of these, but none of them has it all. You get the KV core if you want it. You get the revenue share. You get the stocks. You get the ability to mastermind with people all over the United States on how they're best doing practices. And, you might never have thought about, hey, wow, that's a really great idea. I can implement that in your town and it will put me apart from everybody else. That was one of the neatest things is the very first EXP convention that I went to. I was sitting at this table talking to these nice people and they said, hey, we're about to go up on stage and get this award. Do you mind taking our picture? Handing me their phone. I said, no, I don't mind. I said, I'll go right up there and take it. They're like, oh, you'll go up to the front? I said, you're getting called up on stage. You must be a pretty important. So yeah, I'll do it. So I walk up there, take these pictures. We come back, start talking to them even more. Found out when they walked across stage, they were a $500 million producing team.
Wow.
But they were talking just, hey, let me tell you. So if I needed to call him, he goes, call me and we'll talk. So at about once every 6 months, I'll give him a call and we'll just talk for a little bit, catch up. Hey, what pointers do you have for Lance? So the ability to meet people, to talk to successful people, and to, engage their mind is one of the greatest things that EXP has to offer that people don't even look at and talk about. Talk about collaboration, but what is true collaboration? It's the other thing is, we are truly a unique family. I have not met one agent that says, hey, I will not help you out at all. It's, hey, what can I do to help you out? Because I know it's going to help me out in the long run.
Right.
So it's
of
really
course.
neat. It's a really neat group of people. So.
You're right. Lance, you have been such a wonderful guest for the Icon podcast. This has been a really eye-opening episode. It's been awesome to hear your truth, your story. And, I've loved every second of it. And I do have to hop on another podcast here in like 5 minutes, but
well, good luck. Sorry, I took you too long. How can you yap?
No, I love it. I love episodes like this, like quality 45-minute podcasts. Those are always ones that I'm proud to publish because I didn't do most of the talking. It's somebody's true story. It's one that, those listening, whether they're looking at EXP or they've just come aboard and, maybe they're looking for a mentor, a coach, or somebody to talk to at EXP. This is a great way for them to really understand who they're getting ready to reach out to. And I love episodes like this. But I want to give you the opportunity, you know, in our wrap up to, if you have any last words, you know, say anything that you don't want to be left unsaid for any listeners.
Like I said, find someone to talk to. If you need to call me, talk to me. You can look me up, Lance Donaldson. I try to post my name, number, anything everywhere. I want people to see who I am, just to find me. If you need whatever reason, I'm available. Use the tools EXP gives you. Truly look. If you're not with EXP, look at the model. Do not take someone else's word for it. Look at it yourself. There's so many great videos out there about EXP, and there's some videos out there bashing EXP, but look at them with an open mind. I tell everybody, if you go with an open mind and truly compare, and not why is somebody angry about this, you will see that EXP, there's no comparison whatsoever.
100%. Lance, thank you so much for joining me today. I am super excited to get together with you in Dallas here coming up. That's going to be May 19th through the 22nd, and that's going to be an awesome event. Lots of learning, lots of laughs, and lots of collaboration, to say the least, coming from this event coming up. I'm super excited to meet you in person, but since we've already talked for an hour, you won't be shy with me, right?
No, I will not. I'll be outgoing.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Good, Lance. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing you soon. And other than that, don't be a stranger, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success, and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.